Generals gathered in their masses.
Get out of the way.
Just like witches at black masses.
Get out the way, bitch. Get out of the way.
Evil minds that plot destruction.
Get out of the way.
Sorcerer of death's construction.
Get out the way, bitch.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to Highwire's Tuesday night online shows. I am your friend, Brian James McConnell, but you call me BOC because that's what all my friends call me. This is my first time hosting. I'm a new board member of Highwire Improv. I'm very excited to see the show tonight. Please check out our website and all the great things that we have coming up in our season 14 of in-person shows, online shows, classes. We got my boy Brandon Hiskins coming out. It's going to teach a workshop in Baltimore soon. We're very excited about that. But enough of my Jonathan. You came here to see some online improv, and you got two great groups tonight. We're going to start with the Improvfessionals, and later on we're going to have Hooray for Yorick and some improvised Shakespeare. But enough of my yakking. Please welcome the first team. Yes. Join me, Improvfessionals. Yes, look at it, so exciting. Look at all these great folks. Ah, fantastic. Thank you all so much. And I bid you a fond adieu. Enjoy improv.
Thank you. So what's up, world? We are the Improvfessionals. We actually do have more members that just going to make it tonight, which is all spectacular. So I just like to give a quick little rundown for the beginning. Being the Improvfessionals, we have Caroline Dunn, Mel Post on my vision. Now, I should just look at faces. That makes it go easier. Nelson, John, Norm, and I'm Andy Abramson, and we are the Improvfessionals. I do a lot of drop-in classes, so that's why I like to read names and automatically go to the names. But these ladies and gents I know very well, so I should start looking more at faces and stop at names. It's hard to get me out of that pattern. But we basically do a weekly show on socially distant improv, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And a lot of times some of us can make it, some can't, but we perform every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time to 7:30. We perform once to twice a month on Highwire Improv, which they're spectacular as we get to do it tonight. And we also perform in a monthly show that's an extravaganza. That's next week, Friday, January 26th. It's usually anywhere from 7 hours to 11 and a half it's been, but it's an 8-hour show. We're not on for all 8 hours, the Improvfessionals, but we do have a nice set. And Caroline Dunn, who's here, has a solo improv, and I'm doing a solo comedy. I'm doing the solo improv most likely, or maybe comedy. Don't know if it's going to be funny, but we're going to have a lot of fun. So tonight, we are performing some short form and some long form. Well, it'll be one long form game and then different short forms depending on the time. So, you know what? We're just going to go around. I did ask everybody to number themselves, and that's basically for the long form game. And I'm the only one that didn't pay attention and do number myself. But
you're number one.
Number one.
We are number one.
Not used to being able to say that. I'm number one. All right. I love it. Great way to start life. But okay. So we're going to go here. I'm just putting it in the number order of how I numbered everybody. So perfect. Or at least they numbered themselves. And perfect. All right. So we have that. So that's for the long form game style that you'll see in a few moments. But we'll start off with a short form game. So we'll do 101 blanks walk into the bar. That I believe is two of the ladies here's more favorite games. I know it's not one of my more favorite games, but again, nobody cares. So the key with 101 blanks walking a bar, we do it differently than pretty much anybody else does on the planet that I've ever seen in person or online, because everybody performs. It's not that you're going to get somebody to do it 7 times and somebody does it twice and somebody does it none. We're all doing it. We'll be successful together. We'll fail together. All great. So I'm going to start it off with 101 blanks, and then I always say what the blank is first, and then they walk into a bar, and then Caroline and the numbers go, and I'll start it, finish it. Then Caroline will give us a new one of 101 blanks, and so on and so on. They all know the deal. Just letting that know for the people watching. So it's usually an occupation. Doesn't always have to be an occupation, but I'm going to think of the word. Going to say, don't even know what the hell to code. The people that make donuts. People, whoever works at the donut shop, that's fine. Can't even think what they are, but donut makers, simple, right? 101 donut makers walk into the bar. The bartender's like, how may I help you? They said, do me a favor. Can we get some Irish coffee? Because, it's a bit spiked. And dunk me. Okay.
101 donut makers walk into the bar and they say, "Hey, can you fill me up?"
101 donut makers walk into a bar and they go up to the barkeep and the barkeep is like, I'm glad that there's so many of you here. To be honest, I don't have very many customers coming in these days, and that means I don't get enough dough.
101 donut makers walk into the bar. The bartender says, "How can I help you?" And they said, "Ice me."
101 donut makers walk to the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you." And they say, "Why not?" And they say, "You're arrested. We found out how you make the holes in the donuts."
101 donut makers walk into a bar and the bartender pours them half a drink. And donut makers say, hey, give us a hole.
101 donut makers walk into the bar. The bartender's like, how may I help you? They say, well, we can help ourselves. And the bartender says, well, you can't go behind the bar here. And they say, well, you do eclair. Okay, so we're going to clap that, put that to the side. So, Caroline, please give us a word first and then let us know who walks into the bar.
Football players. 101 football players walk into the bar and the bartender says, "What can I get for you guys?" And they go, "I don't know, something that's going to make us touch down."
101 football players walk into a bar and the barkeep says, you're a bit rowdy, I can't serve you here. And the first one says, come on, be a good sport.
101 football players walk in the bar and the bartender says, "How can I help you?" And they said, "Can you give us a safety?"
101 football players walk to the bar. They give them some money, and the bartender says, "Sorry, I can't serve you." So the football players say, "We want our quarterback."
101 football players walk into a bar and the bartender says, what can I get for you? And they say, we're just here to play the field.
101 football players walk into the bar and the bartender's looking around as they're walking around the bar and everything. And they start walking out. He says, wait, excuse me. Where are you going? They said, we're just passing by.
101 football players walk to a bar and the bartender says, "Can I get you anything?" And they go, "Oh yeah, we'd love some snacks. How about some pigskin?"
Great job. So we're going to put that to the side. So, John, please give us a word first, then let us know who walks into the bar.
Rasslers. 101 rasslers walk into a bar, and the barkeep says, hello, 99 rasslers. And one of the rasslers says, there's 101 of us, but two of us are Dave Bautista and John Cena, so you can't see them.
101 wrestlers walk into the bar and the bartender says, "How can I help you?" And the wrestlers said, "By giving me the championship belt."
101 wrestlers walk to the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you guys." And they say, "What? Are you singlet out of singlet?"
101 wrestlers walk into a bar and the bartender says, what can I get for you? And the wrestlers say, I don't know. I just can't seem to pin it down.
101 wrestlers walk into the bar. The bartender's like, gentlemen, we can't serve you here. They're like, what are you talking about? They say, well, as you see, the sign says everybody needs to be wearing a shirt.
101 wrestlers walk into the bar and the bartender says, "What can I get for you guys?" And they say, "We're going to want something on the rocks."
101 wrestlers walk into a bar and they all start having an argument about where to sit and they start throwing each other around and some of the other patrons get upset, but the bartender doesn't mind because he knows it's all fake.
Great job. Just be careful. John's the one man, not the whole team. He's the one that's saying the revelation, not us, but just joking. So now, Nelson, please let us know who walks into the bar. What?
Piano players. 101 piano players walked into a bar, and the bartender says, "How can I help you?" And he said, "Can we be tuned?"
101 piano players walk in the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you." I say, "You say that every time I come here."
101 piano players walk into a bar and the bartender says, "Care for a drink?" And the piano players say, "Yeah, that'd be grand."
101 piano players walk into the bar. The bartender's like, "How may I help you all?" And they're like, "Well, we want to play with some of the ivories. We want to do the ebonies and the ivories." And they're like, "The sex shop is down the block. This is just a regular bar, please."
101 piano players walk into a bar and the bartender says, "What can I get for you?" And they go, "Tequila."
101 piano players walk into a bar, they get some drinks, but the drinks turn out to be flat.
101 piano players walk into the bar. The bartender says, "How can I help you?" And they said, "Can you give us the treble clef?"
That's a great job. We're going to put that to the side. So now, Norm, please give us a word and let us know who walks into the bar.
Insects. 101 insects walk into the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you." And they say, "Oh, you really bug us when you say that."
101 insects walk into a bar and the bartender says, "Hey, what can I get for you?" And the insects say, your radio is really fuzzy. You might want to adjust your antenna there."
101 insects walk into the bar, and the one new bartender's like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm going to step on them." The other bartender says, "No, don't do that. They're allowed in here." He's like, "Insects?" He goes, "Have you never been in New York City? They're in just about every restaurant and bar."
101 insects walk into the bar and the bartender says, "Aren't you guys a little young to be in here?" And they go, "Yeah, we are just pupa, but we want Red Bull. It'll give us wings."
101 insects walk into bar, and the bartender thinks, "So I'm glad I started serving this honey mead because I know that you catch more flies with honey."
101 insects walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "How can I help you?" And they said, "Don't spray us with that insecticide."
101 insects walk in the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you. You got to leave." And they say, "What are you going to do if we don't leave? Call the SWAT team?"
That's a great job. And we're going to do this one more time. So, Mel, please let us know who's walking in the bar. And then
Singers. 101 singers walk into a bar and the bartender says, "We can't serve you here." And the singers say, "Well, that's just preposterous." And the bartender says, "Well, don't be so vocal about it."
101 singers walk into the bar, and the bartender's like, "Karaoke night's only Wednesdays and Fridays there." "Yeah, but we're only here to sing." They said, "Again, this is Wednesday, Friday, today's Saturday." And they just start doing an a cappella, and he gives them free drinks to shut up. So they do it every Saturday. No brainer.
101 singers walk into a bar and the bartender says, "What can I get for you?" And they say, "Oh, some whiskey."
101 singers walk into the bar, and they're like, "We are here to accompany the 101 piano players who showed up earlier." And the bartender's like, "Hey, no callbacks."
101 singers walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "How can I help you?" And they looked at him and said, "Harmony."
101 singers walk in the bar. Bartender says, "Sorry, we can't serve you." So the singers say, "Okay, time to say goodbye."
101 singers walk into a bar and the bartender says, "We can't serve you here." And the singers say, "Why not?" And the bartender says, "Because you're A minor."
Like that. Nice ending. All right. Ended that on a nice, strong note. So, but as you see why the ladies love that game and the men not as much, because they just do it like second nature, which is brilliant. They were all great, but yeah, they just swung at brilliant jobs. So we're going to do a long form style game, and I'm just putting up the number thing here in case it didn't reach over. So basically, it's a lot of fun. And how we're going to do it is I'm just going to take a suggestion, and all it is me with the suggestion. I'm going to start talking, doing a monologue on it. And then 2 and 3 are going to pop on up whatever I'm talking about. It's whatever that makes them think of. So they may be performing exactly what I said. They're continuing. They might do something a bit different. We don't know what goes through their heads. And so be it. And then we're going to get a new number that pops on up, interrupting the scene and talk about something that makes them think of. And then 5 and 6 are performing and doing a multiple scenes as I sent on that. So if you all don't mind, I'm going to have you all step away, and I'm just looking at my little suggestion wheel. I'm the only one that's getting this. Everybody else is taking off what they were talking about. So this just says bread. So basically, bread makes me think of simple to the point is, they always say, if you go to prison, what are you getting? And it's always bread and water. They act like nothing else goes through. Though I've seen prison movies where they do get other things, and I've had a bunch of friends that have gone to prison, and they say they get other things. To me, I've always told people I would never go to jail. And I'm like, you got to realize one thing. I love women. Women don't love me. I said, but in there, the men will love me. They're going to ask me they're going to be wanting me to bend over for some soap, and I'm going to be like, no, thank you. I'm going to be like the man on a mission, running all over the place. And I can't run too well. So I'm going to be kind of like, nope, you're going to have to take me out because I ain't going into that prison for nothing. No, thank you. No.
The FDA says we got to start serving more varieties of foods here.
Hey, we serve tons of varieties. White bread, wholemeal bread.
Yeah, they're saying something about we got to include vegetables in the diet.
Bread's a vegetable.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's not an animal and it's not a mineral. It's a vegetable.
It's got to be a vegetable, right? That's what I said. And I
it's basic science.
That, on special occasions, we do have potato bread.
Yeah, and that's even more of a vegetable. I mean, when we say special occasions, it's like once every 2 years. But if they happen more often, they wouldn't be special occasions. They'd be ordinary occasions.
Exactly, it would be an everyday instance, and we can't have that.
Yeah, I know. They'd be clamoring for the potatoes.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But they're saying we have to include vegetables.
Yeah, and so you told them bread was a vegetable, and they said, they're the FDA.
No,
they should know what things are.
List. Here at the sandwich shop, bread is important, and you can't have a sandwich without bread. Bread is the thing that holds everything together, and so with that, you have to have those slices. Got to have that bread, and in between it, that's where you put the cheese and the meat and the lettuce and the tomatoes and the onions and anything else that drives your fancy. You need just to be very good at putting it all together. And the better you arrange it, the better it tastes.
Well, we're here to make bread. We need to pay our rent. So I'm going to make those sandwiches.
Yeah, I got really into sourdough baking during the pandemic, so I got this. Like, I will make all of the bread. You just make it into sandwiches. That's your specialty. I will make the bread.
Okay. Sourdough, I don't know. I like the sweet kind, sweet dough.
Oh, common misconception. Sourdough can actually have any flavor. I know it says sour in the title, but like you can make anything out of sourdough. Really, you can.
Oh,
like
okay.
I taught a class on this stuff.
All right. Okay. Good.
Okay. So the thing is, we have to let the starter breathe for like 2 hours. So we're just gonna have to wait around.
Starter?
Yeah. Sourdough has a starter. It's not unlike cars. You got to
eat. Chronometer, a timer?
Yep, there's a timer. It's very mechanical.
I'll just make sandwiches.
Well, you're gonna run out of bread there pretty soon. So, the The customers will understand. A good thing is worth waiting for. I know there's a long line out there, like 50 people, but
So you want to go stale while we wait?
oh no. You gotta let that sit, you know. You gotta let that bask. That's what gives it the flavor. Yeah, technical term.
You're the expert.
You're lucky to have me. You really are. You really
Yeah.
are. I mean,
So I made the sandwich. I toast it now.
okay, but be very careful because if you toast it, it can dry it out and then it ruins the perfect balance of water, flour, and starter.
So many rules. Mom, they never told me how difficult it was.
They never do. Well, they're waiting. You better hurry up. My job is done. I just gotta wait for my starter to be ready.
I've got some hot dogs as well. That's a sandwich. It's two pieces of bread and meat in between.
I posit that it's a taco.
Taco. Those are hard.
Not necessarily. They're soft tacos, and that's exactly what hot dogs are because you fold them. Pieces of bread are sliced, and then you smush them together. It's totally different. Totally different thing. I'm the expert here.
Hi.
Letting something sit and breathe reminds me of every time that I've tried to take up meditation. And I'm not good at meditation because you're supposed to like try and keep your mind clear, which they always tell you like you can't. But like I try and meditate and I get more anxious sometimes, which is the opposite of what is supposed to happen when you meditate. But I get anxious because I can't meditate perfectly, which is the whole point of meditating is that you can't do it perfectly and you're supposed to like accept that. But I can't accept that I can't do it perfectly the first time. So I get really annoyed and then I get anxious. And I used to try and meditate right before I would go to sleep. And it was an awful choice because I would end up getting super, super, super anxious about the fact that I wasn't meditating perfectly. So I would end up getting super like as I would try and fall asleep. And I eventually had to stop doing that. So now
Nelson, wake up. Wake up.
Well, you know how things happen when I meditate.
Yeah, you fall asleep. I guess meditation isn't all that. Nelson.
What?
Okay,
You're messing up my meditation.
Look, meditation doesn't work if you fall asleep during it. Yeah, we just have to make your meditation more interesting.
So what do you want me to meditate on?
Well, I mean, often people stare at a candle when they're meditating. You see, we focus on the candle flame. Okay, Nelson,
What? What is?
you've been asleep again.
I was meditating.
I don't like this Nelson guy. He's annoying.
What? Did you call my name?
Okay, right. If you've been falling asleep during meditation, something is going wrong. Because sleep after meditation can seriously mess up your psyche. It can give you messed up dreams. I know it did to me when I started, when I used to do that. So I'll tell you what I did when this happened to me. I made my meditation more interesting by having more interesting things to look at while I was doing it. Okay?
Wait, do you meditate with your eyes open or closed?
I recommend doing it with your eyes open right now because you're less likely to fall asleep. Nelson's annoying. Nelson is annoying.
What?
Okay, try with your eyes open, and you know what? Why don't you just read a comic and meditate to that?
Oh, That was
Did you
deep.
just fall asleep with your eyes open?
I did. That was a deep meditation.
I mean, if we weren't in the same room right now, I'd have thought that your screen had frozen, but we are, so it clearly wasn't that. You fell asleep with your eyes open.
Well, this falling asleep thing made me remind me of when I was a student. I had a summer job in a bakery, and I had a Saturday job at a liquor store. That was a sweet job because they actually paid me cash before I actually started the day, because the manager wanted to be done at the end of the day, not have anything. It could exit the door, and we're all paid. You didn't have to do any payroll at the end of the day. So wanted to keep that job, and the job at the bakery, I was on call basically. So the cushy job was getting the day hours, but you sometimes work at night.
So, basically, I like this job. I like it a lot. I love that, you have liquor in the donuts, and I think it's spectacular. I think your idea is brilliant.
Exactly. More people need to start their day with liquor and donuts. It's obvious. Irish coffee and donuts. I mean, the idea is right there.
Again, I think, people talk always, but you actually talk and do. So I'm so happy that, I was the first employee of you, and your business is insanely successful.
Yeah, and I think, our business model of paying people at the beginning of the day, it really instills trust, and trust goes both ways. I trust you not to take the money and run off.
And trust me, I mean, you pay us extremely well, so I'm very happy that you have, because it does bail me out. I mean, you've lost some employees that took the money and didn't come back, but they're lost because you're such a great boss.
Yeah, I mean, that was them. This is you. I treat every person individually. And I think one of these days it's going to pay off. One of these days I'm going to get that great loyal employee who's going to stick around while I, sample the selection here.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, and you've done most of those recipes. I'm glad that you let some of the employees start making our own recipes. I mean, some of them are hit and miss, which I'm a big hit and misser, but I do like the benefits of us being able to get a little extra kick before we even say good morning to someone. I love that.
Exactly. We keep things loosey-goosey around here. And I'm glad you're working on your own recipes. We had this one guy who made his own moonshine. It didn't go so well. His lab blew up. It was the whole thing. But, he's the one that ran off with our money. So it kind of served him right. I believe in karma.
Yeah, well, definitely. I love the name of your shop here, Karma. The way it's meant to be. I love that name. And again, your pastries, alcohol pastries together. I love that mixture of the drinks that have like flaky taste to it, but so good and some good kick.
Yeah, and people think you can only dunk donuts in coffee, but that's not true. You can dunk them in anything. You can dunk them in tequila if you want. You make your own rules. You're an adult here.
I agree. And I love that new recipe you put that where you actually dunk the coffees in the donut and not the donut into the coffees. I think that is brilliant.
Right. There's so many ways of doing things. And I think we've got a great way going on here. And you know what else? I don't even put up security cameras. I just trust people. It's an honor system, And if they take the beer, they probably really need it anyway.
Well, I mean, again, you're a great employee. I mean, I'm glad you're super wealthy because I see you make a fortune, but it seems like a lot of people are probably stealing off you and you don't care almost. And you believe in the stay in karma. So that's great.
Exactly. I mean, something will probably happen to them at some point, and then, they'll get their payback. They'll be walking down the street and somebody will drop a grand piano on them or something,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably be leaving a little early today just because I got the Uber. You got all those Ubers outside. I'm gonna take the Uber because I think I did a little bit too much drinking here early. So maybe I'll be back after lunch and maybe I'll get that second win that I can help the customers.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure you'll come back because, I paid you for the whole day. And of course you're going to come back. So,
well, listen, I'm your first employee, first out of 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, yeah, all those and all that good stuff. But that's all great and grand. So where was I going? I forgot now.
I think you said something about goober, raisinets and goobers, something about that.
Oh, I like that. Goober Raisinets with tequila or no, maybe I should close the shop temporarily, get a second wind and try some of those tequilas, Raisinette, Goobers or Whoppers are, but let me lock the door. Yeah, no, excuse me. No, we're just playing with you. Yeah, you come back in maybe 20 minutes. We should be good. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, excuse me. Let's lock the shop. Holy cow, this key. I think it's moving the lock. For some reason oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, let's just.
Yeah, in trouble there.
No, I mean, I had a little trouble. I was playing the bobbin weaving game, but that's all good here and there. Oh, Jesus, there we go.
Yeah, people getting drunk at work. That's not very cool, is it? Fortunately, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where people have got drunk at work. I have been in. I did used to work in a mini supermarket type place where there were rules about not serving alcohol to people who were clearly already drunk. So you had to be good at judging whether someone was drunk or whether they were just a bit eccentric. Obviously, you couldn't serve people who were under a certain age. That's but it can be hard to judge somebody's age sometimes. The rule was you had to, if you looked under 25. I mean, where I come from, the minimum drinking age is 18. I know for many places it's 21. But here's 18, and if you
Sorry, we can't serve you anymore. Yeah. You've obviously had enough. I hear you fall asleep at work, and you're obviously not in shape to drive.
I only had one sip.
Yeah, over and over again. Yeah.
Oh, over and over.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
over.
It's the total amount that counts. And
Oh,
you want to blow into this balloon? Sorry. Yeah. You're not supposed to fill it with saliva. You obviously had too much. Maybe you can.
Can you call me a scoober? I mean a juber. Oh no, Uber.
Okay, you're an Uber. I don't know what that
Oh.
means.
I need a way home. I sure can't drive
Oh, okay.
if
Oh,
I'm in this shape.
Okay, yeah, all right. Can I borrow your phone? Because you want to charge it to me. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. He's coming right now. And apparently he knows you because he said, if you throw up in my car again, I'm going to dump you right in the middle of the street. Is your phone back?
Thank you. In the middle of the street.
Yeah, he seemed pretty upset from the last time.
Because he knows my history.
Yeah, you have an account with Uber, and he saw your picture, and he remember when somebody throws up in your car, you remember them.
And
yeah,
that's right, because I have a no star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most people get 5 stars. I don't get any.
No, you get a falling star.
Oh, that's me. How did you know my nickname?
It's right there on your profile when you gave me the phone. So. Sorry.
Falling star.
Look at it when I ordered. Yeah.
I have a tendency to.
Sir, wake up.
What?
Yeah. You were saying. Yeah.
I have a tendency to forget what I said.
It is forgettable. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not forgettable. That's what I've been told.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe you should wait outside because he's very concerned you'll throw up in his car, and I'm concerned you'll throw up in. Jeez.
So taking an Uber is almost kind of it's kind of like staying in an Airbnb, because like instead of going with a taxi or a hotel, you're sort of trusting like an individual person to be responsible and to take good care of you. And but it can be kind of an interesting experience too, because you always get something different. Like with Airbnbs, like one time I stayed in one that was like sort of old and it was kind of a nice house, but then there's this room like aside from the garage that was just there's this hidden room and that I didn't notice until the next day, and it was like this really creepy old vacant room. Like it had a TV like from the 80s, just random furniture and some unmarked DVDs and VHS tapes. Like I didn't pop one in the player because I've seen too many horror movies for that. You ever see those horror movies where you pop a DVD in and it's cursed? And
So with all due respect, I know you rented the Airbnb and you seem very happy and all, but you're just sort of stuck to this room. You can't go into the kitchen because I had to do the Airbnb in there and the other couples in the bathroom. And so they got to go strictly out the window of the bathroom. They have to go outside their living room and you have to go through the window. So you can't go through the front door because it actually reaches inside the living room. And again, there's another people doing the Airbnb there.
Okay, so I enter and exit the room.
Yeah, through the window. That's the key. And I know we're on the third story, but you do have that fire escape skyscraper ladder. We purposely hooked it there so nobody here has a problem. We asked you about if you were athletic and you look athletic enough. So just make sure you don't overdrink, at least when you're either coming in or out, I guess, because that's a long way down 3 flights. But yeah.
Now I heard you mention that the bathroom is being rented out separately.
Yeah, well, of course, again, time is money and money's time. And again, we purposely gave you some blank jars there. So I don't know how you are or what is, but it needed to go.
I get the hustle. It's just that. So I see the jars. Now I'm just wondering, do you have I'm very hydrated, as you noted. I'm very athletic, so I'm a very hydrated woman. And so I might need less of a jar and more of like a bucket or like a tub, maybe.
Okay, well, a tub. Again, if you said that in the beginning, we would have put you in the bathroom and them over here. But since we didn't do that, that was your fault, not ours. Again, you got these containers and what's what. And you can always bring bigger containers if you want. That's between you and the wall.
I noticed that there's some sort of is that like a toy bin in the corner there? I noticed it has some toys in it. If I just dump those out, that good?
Yeah, no, that's really not good. I mean, that's basically my brother's toys. Again, we're renting out this Airbnb. We're trying to make some money and all that good stuff. So that's his toys.
So I should just go on top of the toys?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping we're talking about something on your outsides, not your insides going on top of the toys. No, you go into the jars. Yeah, that's the jar.
No, well, I mean, it's is it okay if because again, hydrated. So I should just toss the jar contents out the window?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, again, you don't want to land on somebody, break somebody's head again, because
just the contents. Obviously I'd reuse the jar. I just toss, the.
Right. Yeah. But again, you're saying whether it's a pissy situation or a crappy situation, neither sounds good. So you probably should bring it down and then you could re-rinse it maybe at the local pharmacy or grocery store and re-wash it because it's going to be nasty.
Yeah. I don't think, well, with the carrying it up and down the ladder, that doesn't seem really conducive. I'll just toss it out the window. I'm sure it'll be fine. And
we'll swipe and we'll call it our scene. All right. So great job. Everybody pat back on. So give a hand. So that is a great long form style game. I'm looking here with the time. Alrighty. So we are going to do now some short form. Short form, what the hell is that? But okay, so we're going to do some short form. And we'll start off with, I'll put that onto overkill. So you know what? We'll do scenes from a hat. Why the hell not? So basically, scenes from a hat, I'm going to give a suggestion. We're all going to stay on screen at this point. So from Scenes from a Hat, I'm just going to give like a 10-second description of what I think Scenes from a Hat would be. And then Caroline and John will do that scene for about 30 to 45 seconds. And then Caroline's going to give a suggestion, description to John and Nelson. They'll do the scene. So all I would say is any scenes with Nelson, make sure there's nothing to do with sleeping. Don't mention any sleeping to him. We don't want that, please. Oh, God forbid. But I'm going to give it. All right. So my suggestion to you, I'm going to start talking and I'll time it and then I'll tell you all to go. So basically, to me, it's kind of funny. A lot of times when people get really sick when they do overdrink, like vomiting is a key thing. Like I've had tons of vomit in the past. It's been a long while, thank God. Don't miss those days when people throw up on the side of you or what's what. And you used to be able to see who could be the biggest challenger of who could stick around the vomit throw up. Why? Don't know, but pretty stupid individuals. And again, we didn't do it with the other. It was like guys that would do it, hanging out, even some of the ladies we would hang out with. But it usually, like if there was a pretty lady that was drunk and she starts throwing up, we challenge us who could be sticking around the vomit. We're morons. That's what it is. Go ahead, Caroline and John. We're going to see something with that scene. Go for it. You two, just do your little quick.
Well, custodian championships. Whoever can stand around this bucket the longest wins.
Okay, yeah, I can do it. I've been practicing on smaller doses of vomit for the past couple of weeks, so I should be ready to withstand this.
Yeah, well, this is a little extra, all right? This is children's vomit. And they just had a lot of candy. So.
Okay, I think candy vomit is not as bad as alcohol vomit, so I think I should be able to withstand that even easier.
If you can, I mean, we're looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I practiced on alcohol vomit. You see, my dumb buddy, I got him drunk and got him to throw up, and I just collected small samples of it and stood next to that. Managed to get up to 2 hours with a cupful, up to 1 hour with 2 cupfuls. You can figure out the rest for yourself.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a good training strategy, but we're gonna have to see how it pans out in the actual competition.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So great job. So now, Caroline, you're going to tell us a little story, whatever pops in your head. It doesn't have to be anything related to any of these scenes. And then John and Nelson will replay that in what you're talking about. So go ahead, and I'll give you about 30 seconds. Go for it, 40.
Yeah, so I love campfires. They're a lot of fun. And me and my cousins once decided to roast marshmallow peeps over the campfire. But something you might not know about marshmallow peeps is they have a lot of sugar on the outside, so that catches on fire, and it can scar you if you get it on your skin, which my cousin did. And now he has a really weirdly shaped marshmallow peep scar on his upper arm that has been there since we were like maybe 6. So lots of fun there.
All right, well, let's see that scene by John and Nelson, and I would recommend kids 6 years and old, don't play with fire, but all right, go for it.
Hey, Jimmy, look what I got. I got some fire. Let's play with it.
You know that I can't play with fire. Remember what happened the last time that I played with fire? I lost a finger.
Oh, you're just a big chicken. Buck, 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 buck. You've still got 9 of them, haven't you?
Do you know what? Buck, 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 buck! I'm not a chicken.
Okay, when you did that chicken noise, were you saying that you were a chicken, or were you making fun of me for being a chicken?
Exactly.
Which one? Come on, I'm just a kid. I can't.
You can't figure it out. I was making fun of you for being a chicken.
Oh, well, that's
chicken.
Me. Oh, well, you're a dodo.
Ooh, I've always wanted to be a dodo.
No, that's a bad thing.
Well, for you it might be, but for me, it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah? Well.
Yeah, dodo.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about when you're a dodo. You don't have to know anything.
Yeah, well, you don't know anything. Ha! You're stupid. Ha!
And we'll call scene. All right, so now, John, you're going to tell us something not regarding your scene that you're thinking about and nothing to do with sleeping either, John, please. And you tell us something about, and I'll interrupt you 30 seconds, and Nelson and then Norm will play it.
Okay, well, not related to sleeping, but kind of related to kids doing stupid things. When I was a kid, there was this educational TV show, and in one scene a guy is fixing his car, and he's got oil on his hands. He rubs it on the side of his face. I'm sure standards and practices were okay with that, but they shouldn't have been, because when I was a kid and going out for a walk with my parents and sister, I saw some melted tar on the side of the street, and I thought, hey, I can do like that guy did with the oil. So I scooped up some of the tar and wiped it on my face, and my dad quickly rushed me home and
All right,
cleaned my face.
perfect. So we're going to see Nelson and Norm perform whatever that scene makes them think of.
That's a good idea. After all that scarring, you grow a beard so it doesn't show.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, that's that stuff. It helped here with the beard, but I lost well, I do have 2 hairs, but I lost all my hair. And it looks like you've been in the same place as me.
Yeah. That's our club.
The hairless
Mhm.
Hondus.
Hairless and fearless.
Oh, yeah, because we don't have to worry about anything. If you don't have hair, you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, because everybody knows when you're scared, your hair stands out
Yeah.
straight,
So-
you know?
So nobody can tell we're scared.
Exactly. That's our strategy.
Wow, that is perfect. But how about that beard?
It hides your tar scar. Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a good
It
job.
does, because if you cut that off, you'd see how many stitches I've got from falling and knocking teeth through my lip, and
Yeah.
both of them. I've tore.
All right,
I don't
so
really
it's
have
all
lips.
seen. So great job. So now, Nelson, we're going to ask you to tell us a 30-second story about something completely different, whatever that makes you think of, and then Norm and Mel will play it.
You know, I work out at the Y, and this guy is always stealing my locker in the dressing room. I mean, he always takes my locker, and he knows that it bugs me, and he also knows that I'm a former wrestler and football player, and even though I'm aged, I can still kick his buns.
All
And
right,
he's
so let's see
ready.
that scene. Norm and Mel, we'll find out how that works, but go for that scene.
Okay, you made your point. Let me out of the locker.
Yeah. You sure?
I'll never steal your locker again, okay? Just let me
Say
out of
pretty
here.
please.
Your
All
gym
right.
stink. It reeks in here, dude.
Yeah. Just for that, you gotta wait another minute.
Oh no, I'm gonna throw up in your locker. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I'm letting you out.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, I was getting claustrophobic in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you win, dude. I'll buy my own locker. I'll never put my duffel bag in yours again.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And you'll call me sir?
Oh, okay, but not in front of the guys. It's really embarrassing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
But you will mow my lawn every week.
Whoa. Now you want me to do free labor for you? No. This is exploitation, man.
Back in the locker. Back in the locker.
Oh, come on. No. Oh,
Take a
it's
big
okay.
sniff.
Oh, okay. I'll mow your
All right.
lawn. Let me out.
Okay, you're out.
Oh, I like the smell of grass better than the smell of your gym shoes. I'll tell you that.
Scene, perfect. So now I think we gave Nelson an idea what's going to happen at his YMCA. Hopefully it doesn't. But Norm, you're going to tell us now a 30-second story. Me and Mel, and I'll tell you what me and Mel will do afterwards.
Right. It was about some friend of mine had a car, and she left a carton of milk in there for a long time. She forgot it was there, and it got sour. It got really stanky in there, and she was lowering the windows. She saw it was weird, there was a smell, but she didn't investigate. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And maybe that's how yogurt was invented, or cheese. But in any case.
So we'll see that with Mel and myself. All right. It's us stinking here.
No, I don't know where it's coming from. And I mean, I don't have kids. I've never had a kid in my car, but it smells like baby vomit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm opening up what's in your glove compartment. You got a lot of crap in this glove compartment.
Oh, yeah. I got some hot sauce packets from Taco Bell. Don't throw those out. I saved those.
Yeah, okay. You got hot sauce. You got tater hot sauce. Good. You got some open mayonnaise. Crap it. Oh, that's pretty wicked smell. I love mayonnaise, but not that smell.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's open, you can throw it out. But leave the rest. I got it. I mean, it's free condiments, dude. Come on.
Okay. Again, I don't want to waste it. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm gonna keep it all in your thing. And I appreciate you giving me these rides, but I think I'm gonna just ask you to pull over, and I'm gonna call Uber because your car's wrenching. Holy crap.
Come on. I mean, we're carpooling to class. We're being environmentally friendly. Come on. We're saving condiments. We're being great college students here. This is the life.
Yeah, it really is. And I think I'm about to puke, and I'm going to be joining the smell of that crap. And we'll call scene. All right. So Mel, you're going to tell us a story, whatever. It doesn't have to be related to that. And then me and Caroline will perform what you talk about.
Oh, I have a story. So last night, somebody rang my doorbell 3 times at 1:30 in the morning. Now, I couldn't see who it was because I don't have a door cam or a peephole. I'm definitely not opening it up. But I've heard like that's a home invasion tactic is to like ring the doorbell and then enter someplace else. So I'm like kind of preparing. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the day. Remember everything Kevin McAllister taught you? We're doing this. So nothing happened, but like I was waiting, like I was on guard duty, like all night, like, let's check the windows.
Let's see that. Well, me and Caroline are gonna be doing that. All right.
I heard the bell ring. So there must be somebody outside.
Yeah, honey, with all due respect, it's 1:30 in the morning. Why do you have to wake me up? Just answer the phone. I mean, the door. I need sleep.
Well, because what if it is an invasion? What if you're being invaded?
Okay, well, I thought invasions, they come through the freaking windows and tear off our roof or whatever. I'm trying to get some sleep. I mean, let's be real. The buzzer's going again. Can you just answer it? Because it's going to keep me awake.
It could be an invader. A burglar coming to burglarize us.
Well, if it was a burglar, why would they buzz us? Oh, may I rob your apartment? That makes no sense. You're waking me up to...
I read about this. And I saw a special on Dateline. This is a new thing that they do.
They ask permission before robbing you? That's a little weird. At least can you tell them to come? Can you go at least on the buzzer and say, come back at 9 o'clock when I'm at work and you're just dealing this because you're driving me nuts?
It's called vampire burglary. Okay, they have to ask to access. All right, they're going to try and steal our blood.
And we'll call scene. All right, so we'll swipe that out. So we're just going to do one more for our sets to go, and yes, so we're definitely going to be finished on time. No questions asked, and I love the heads up. We'll definitely do that. So what I will tell everybody, we're just going to do Sex With Me. So we'll finish it off with Sex With Me, then give a quick little razzle-dazzle of the advertisement. But Sex With Me, we know the deal. We'll do it in number order. We're all going to do it, continue kind of like what we did with the one-pun game. So Sex With Me. So the word will be going to say Danish. Sex With Me is like with the Danish, because it's going to be a bit cheesy. That's you, Caroline. You're looking at us, and you're going to have to speak up a lot louder.
Sex With Me is like a Danish filled with cheese.
Sex With Me is like a Danish. It's from Denmark.
Sex With Me is like a Danish, very sweet.
Sex With Me is like a Danish. You'll be licking your fingers.
Sex With Me is like a Danish, lots of filling.
Sex With Me is like a Danish. It's great to have first thing in the morning. All right, so we're gonna clap. Put that to the side. So Caroline, please give us a word and then let us know what S with you's like.
Frog. Sex with me is like a frog. It's gonna make you croak.
Sex with me is like a frog. It is sometimes underwater.
Sex with me is like a frog. It'll make you hoppy.
Sex with me is like a frog. The French will like my legs.
Sex with me is like a frog. Sometimes it'll end up in your throat.
Sex with me is like a frog, because if you do it right, it's gonna be fly.
Sex with me is like a frog. Very slimy.
All right, so great job. We're gonna put that to the side. So John, give us a word first, please. Then let us know what S with you's like.
A ghost. Sex with me is like a ghost. It is insubstantial.
Sex with me is like sex with a ghost. Can't feel it or see it.
Sex with me is like a ghost. Once we're done, I'll disappear.
Sex with me is like a ghost. There may be 1800s costumes involved.
Sex with me is like a ghost. You'll become my boo.
Sex with me is like a ghost. Get ready for some ectoplasm.
Sex with me is like it's like a ghost under the sheets.
All right, so we'll call scene. We'll put that to the side. Nelson, please give us a word, then let us know what S with you is.
Coyote. Sex with me is like sex with a coyote. It'll make you howl.
Sex with me is like a coyote. I like to go after the roadrunners or streetwalkers.
Sex with me is like a coyote. Sometimes it ends up in the backyard in the middle of the night.
Sex with me is like a coyote, because sometimes I'll be going too quick like Roadrunner. Beep, beep.
Sex with me is like a coyote. Very wily.
Sex with me is like a coyote. There will be lots of lots of implements involved, but they'll all end up harming us by mistake.
Sex with me is like sex with a coyote. It is better in the middle of the night.
All right. Same side. Norm, give us a word, then let us know S with you, please.
Uber. Sex with me is like Uber. You can call me any time of day.
Sex with me is like Uber. Better when you're drunk.
Sex with me is like Uber. I won't cost you too much.
Sex with me is like Uber. I'm gonna give you a lift up.
Sex with me is like Uber. We'll be rating each other at the end.
Sex with me is like sex with Uber in the back seat.
Sex with me is like sex with an Uber. It's a different one every time.
That's a great job. So Mel, give us a word and then let us know what S with you is, please.
Medicine. Sex with me is like medicine. It won't taste good, but it'll make you feel good.
Sex with me is like medicine. It'll be good for you.
Sex with me is like medicine. You're gonna want to cough when you bend over.
Sex with me is like medicine. All the doctors recommend it.
Sex with me is like sex with medicine. It'll put you to sleep.
Sex with me is like medicine. I'll give you something sweet for you. It'll go down.
Sex with me is like medicine. Best with a spoonful of sugar.
Ooh.
All right, so great job. So just for the record, we are the Improvfessionals. Thank you so much, Highwire. They're brilliant. You need to watch the next show coming up. They're spectacular. And just to let our improv team know, we are meeting up in our little Zoom just for a few minutes after this. And next week, Friday, January 26th, 8 hours of different improv team stand-up comedians. Caroline Dunn doing a solo. I'm doing a solo, and the Improvfessionals will be on it. We might have more members, less members. We don't know, but we don't care. Thank you all, Highwire. You're spectacular. And thank you,
Yes.
improv team, the Improvfessionals. Great one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Guys, doing the Lord's work of the old Improvfessionals here, not only here on Highwire on our online show on Tuesday nights, but also Saints Walking the Earth doing 8-hour long improv stand-up variety shows for those of us around the globe enjoying improv. This next group, I'm very excited to see. I do a lot of improv. I've been doing it for 20 years. I am not good at Shakespeare improv. I always think that when I see people do it, they're wizards. So I'm very excited to see this show. Please give it up for Hooray for Yorick. We do it well.
Well, I do thank thee for the grand invitation. And I am Jane, one half of Hooray for Yorick. And I would like to introduce my partner.
I be Bela, the other half of Hooray for Yorick.
Yay. And if we might, Highwire Improv, could you please supply Bela with 2 words from which he's going to create a magnificent title for this improvised Shakespeare play? Perhaps a word beginning with the letter C. Are you okay? Bela, let me give you a letter beginning the word C. Oh,
wait,
go.
I do see the word constant.
Thank you, Barry. Excellent.
Constant. All right.
And could we have another word, please, beginning with the letter L? Here it comes.
Dum diddy dum diddy dum diddy dum.
Very. Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. So now Bela is going to play with various combinations of the word lovely and constant and come up with a kind of Shakespearean type of title, which we will then improvise a 25-minute show. Excellent. And Bela, put me out my misery. What is the story that will be told today? What is its title?
Today's play title for our Shakespearean style improvised play will be The Lovely Constant War.
Oh, excellent. And with that, we shall avaunt and come back in The Lovely Constant War.
Oh, I be Yorick, and Yorick be happy indeed. No romantic, frilly stories for me. Nay, I want those who are barbarous and go on great steeds. And so, a story of war, I must open my non-existent eyes. And when they are ope, they do see the start of a scene. Down upon a plain most bare, there be 2 generals coming forth to a table that has been set out. What these 2 generals will talk about, we shall find out presently and anon, as in now. Let us begin.
Well, now look here, General James. I am not happy with the conditions of the men. They be fading away. There be not enough provisions to keep them hale and hearty, and the French are advancing from north, south, east, and west. I think we need to give the men food to help them fight their best.
General Philip, thou dost disgust me. What we need is not food for the belly. We need spirit for the man. Our troops have low morale, and perhaps, perchance, a crumb or 2 could help. But more a speech, Philip, a speech of fire and passion would end this war that I must admit I have grown quite used to and quite fond of. But the king doth give us a charge, and that charge be to end the battle, and I say a speech.
Perchance thou dost believe that words, a war of words, be the remedy. Nay, say I, war is about blood and guts, and bodies lying upon the battlefield. Thy speech last time just gave us more dead bodies. If anyone's going to give a speech this time, Philip, it will be me, not thee.
Philip, I be quite proud of my speeches that end in fields of dead bodies. I do count my success in my rhetoric by the amount of bodies that do flow forth, the amount of wounds that do pop with blood, the height thereof, the gushers that do come forth. That is how I measure the speech. I know not if thou art a general or a wimpy man who simply sees blood and then faints with a handkerchief. Oh, poor Philip, poor Philip. I do believe thou art French in some fashion, perhaps on the fifth uncle or third brother or sixth sister, I know not, but surely thou art weak and weaker still.
Forsooth, thou dost bait me. If it were not for the king's command that we both return alive, I would surely cut thine head from thy neck.
Oh.
Thou dost bait me. I will show thee how to drive men. I will prove to the king that a war should be won and not extended, as it does seem that be thy motive.
If there be not a table between us, then I'm sure the battle final would begin between two generals, but that would be treason against the king. And so I keep my sword sheathed. But when this war be over, this pleasant, happy war, then you and I will come together for one final moment, and you will see who is better.
Ha! Words, James. More words, words and more. I will cut your head off and throw it on the floor. But first, this war must end. I will requisition some food to give the men some strength. A good war is a short war.
Go feed your men some French frog legs. Feed them some French snails. I'll give my men good hard English crusty bread.
Enough of this rhetoric. I'm off to see the men to end this war.
Enough of this rhetoric, and I go to write another speech with more rhetoric.
Stir not, soldier. Lie still, you must rest, for the day's war be heavy, and I do come here to thank thee for thy solid service, and knowest that provisions will be coming soon, that when your stomach is full with some meat and bread, that you will be able to rise again and act for the king and country and fight against the French.
I must apologize, good general, for my head be so weak from hunger. I can barely speak. Let me, with my hands, put all my strength to at least get my head up, so I might speak. Oh no, gravity is taking it to the other side. Oh no, there goes. Oh no,
Allow me, tell me thy name.
Oh, good general, you do wish to know my name. I be not just a number to you. I be something more, something. Oh, I remember I had a name. I remember it be William.
William, let me lift thy head, and knowest that I do know that thou art someone's son. Someone's brother, perhaps. Someone's good friend, and thou art a valued soldier.
Good general. You must hold my head straight, but it slips in your very silky hands. Now you push me back. I have no strength. My neck alack.
No, come here. Let me.
Oh,
Let me bind thee to this tree.
oh, I'm sorry, General. I believe I'm sorry if my
Yeah.
head feels like a rag doll. Oh,
There we go.
oh, oh, I have not been tied up like this since the French did take me capture, but then I did escape. These ropes give me a sense of belonging to this tree. Oh, has the war ended? Is this the end for me?
Nay. But tell me, son, what dost thou believe? A good war is a short war, or be a good war a long war?
Even, General, as I might point out, the word war be hard to bring out. Your mouth, just in saying the word, says it over and over. A long war is absurd. I will not survive. My mother called me William. That is the only way I think I know I'm alive.
William, thou dost tug at my heartstrings and make me resolve even more that this war must end sooner, not later. We must summons more men to fight. Pull within thyself. Pull upon thy British ancestry, then muster all thy muscles to sally forth to kill those Frenchmen so it might be over sooner. Do you think that you can do that for us, William?
Nay, I've exhausted all my strength. The ropes be too much. You did put so much effort into tying me to the tree. I feel as if I be upon metal, just empty rust.
Then nay, as thou dost stand before God, I pull these stripes from my uniform. I be a useless general. I resign. I be no more useful than thee in bringing us to victory. William, I vouch I shall fight alongside thee. Come now, rest. We have a big day's war tomorrow.
I rest here, good William, upon a tree. I know not if my morale be good, for the general that should lead and doth be given the task of winning the war says that he be a bad general and will fight next to us. Who then minds the store? As I be General James, full of rhetoric, full of flame, I feel as if I should give another speech, and yet, if I give a speech too good, then this war might be over, and what good is a general without a war? I must speak to my mother, to try to remember the times before, and that is why I be here before my old house. I do see my mother there in her beautiful blouse, cooking, as if the war touches her not. Perhaps this will give me a perspective. Oh, yes, mother, it be me. Oh, you do beckon to me and have me to come. Oh, mother, oh, a hug is all I have ever wanted since I was young. Oh, mother, I have so many tales to tell, but tell me first, mother, how art thee?
I am well, especially now that I know that you are here, that you have returned from hell. Oh, James, does that mean the war is now over? That our fields that were once covered with bodies will now be springing four-leaf clovers? Oh, yay, that be good news, thou did participate in winning the war, James. You could not make me more prouder than I truly am, not anymore.
Nay, nay, mother, allow me to get a word out. I come not from hell. I know war for the peasants and the others be not swell, but actually I live in a tent most spacious indeed. I am carried around on men's back or an amazing steed. And unfortunately, there be no end to this pleasant war, unless I, with my speeches and with my rhetoric, decide to open a different door.
Oh, well, never mind, dear. Thou art a hero to me. Come, let me go on a cooking spree. I shall cook the eggs the very special way, and you tell me what it was like every day.
Oh, then this will be quite good. Mother, thou wilt be proud. I did speak aloud as thou didst show me words beautiful. I did speak one word after another, and because I did inspire the soul, so many of my military brothers did die cruelly upon the field, knifing each other. And of course, the French as well. There was a lot of peaceful fire. Many friendly men fell. But the blood, it did spurt in so much ways. Men cried out, "Oh, it doth hurt." And it was all because of me and my speeches. The king was quite proud. He said, "Oh, every time a man dies, he doth shout aloud, 'The kingdom England will always flame, and those French are lame.'" It wasn't my best rhetorical device, but I thought it was somehow a little nice.
That'd be very nice, dear. Your eggs are ready. I did always know that thou wouldst save us one day. You would end the war and come back and hurry back for some breakfast and more. Oh, James, thou art a hero indeed, and all the bloodshed that you have stopped now does inside me make me feel so pleased.
Nay, mother, I stop not bloodshed. I be a general. I let the blood shed. I let it flow. I encourage it more and more and more. More men to fall means that our kingdom might rise one day with no men and perchance only be left women's thighs. But at least if England remains and France is in flames, I have done well, no matter how many souls I have sent to hell. Oh, mother, I cannot stay here. I now realize I am a terror. Oh, mother, look at me not. I leave, and I wish to never be seen, except that would be treason to the king. Oh, I am such a ding-a-ling.
Nay, this cannot be true. James, he was a good boy through and through. Oh, he would most definitely. I will tell all those that will listen far and wide that he helped bring the war to an end. Anybody in which I can confide. Oh, James, I do wish thee well. Come back with a medal, a hero, so I can everyone tell.
Oh, here still upon a tree I do lie. I be William by and by, but I seem to have been forgotten, except by vulture. Wait, that be not a vulture, that be a woman. Oh, a woman that looks as did my mother many years ago. A woman here upon a battlefield. Has the war come to an end? Oh, if nothing else, let me free of these ropes before I do fall into the wormy embrace of deathly soil.
Good man, I do come here with bread and cheese.
Oh,
I wish to help the British effort and to set those that are suffering free. Good soldier, I be the mother of a general called James. We had a little tiff and he ran off all ashamed. I asked thee, dost thou know? I need to know the truth. Was he the bringer of the end of the war? Or was it what he said, the real truth?
thou give cheese, crumbs, and bread.
There now, make yourself free.
With a bit of cheese and bread, I do sustain a bit of strength, and I do tell thee that thou dost speak of generals, and I did hear a speech just here at this tree from a general, but he be Philip, not James. And Philip did sound somewhat deranged, and Philip leaves the field to be a soldier. And so, if thou art the mother of a different general, and there only two generals be, then the general that thou didst give birth to be the only now general that be. Oh, then that general be responsible for all the war, all the peace, everything and more.
Oh, this be bad news to mine ears. This is one of my worst fears. Oh, that young babe that I did nurse at my breast. He has become a Satan of the West. Oh, good William, what is it that I can do to make things right for thee?
I make this plea just because thou didst speak of nursing. Hast thou some milk? It needs come not from a bosom nearby, but any different type of sustenance. Well, it could make these limbs fly. I am a new man. There is a woman before me at hand, a woman with food and bread and kind words. I will go to thy son with any message that thou dost have. Would it end or win the war, I know not. This war that be so unpleasant except for those at top.
Then I hear thee with thy plea for milk. I will take thee to my home and give thee sustenance to take back, to command, to undermine that wicked general, that son of mine.
Oh, it appears as if I have a future most interesting in front of me indeed, but I can think of none else than the milk at thy home. Great woman, lead me indeed.
Hold my arm and take strength from me.
Oh.
Let's leave this battlefield so you can become free.
Good General Philip, we do meet on this table, but I see thou dost not have the same rank. What happened to the stripes upon thy shoulder? What happened to thy status?
I did surrender, and not for the words of thine. I realize that thou art a corrupt ruler, and that I would stand by those men of mine. And knowest thou that there be an uprising, that there be only one general in command, but behind me I stands a whole regiment, an army of men that plan to you disarm.
Nay,
Say to
Philip.
thee once again, get out thy sword. This be the way to end this for once and for all.
Nay, Philip, nay, I say nay, listen to me. I wish to join thy uprising, although it be uprising against very own me. For I have found what you have said be true. I be corrupt. I did enjoy my tent. I did think it be luscious, and I thought other souls and lives be merely something to be spent. But please, kill not me when I be in power, for I can bring this war, this happy, but unpleasant for others war, to an end in this hour.
Hast thou finished?
Nay!
The torrent of words?
Nay, I have...
Rhetoric, that be all that thou be good for. Thou dost wish that I surrender, that thy weak and gentle heart that does identify with the men on the field. I will, for the sake of them, I will show you an uprising.
Nay!
Hold still, must I?
Nay, Philip, I entreat thee, I beg of thee. Philip, I was to offer you the highest rank, general, kingship, whatever, owner of the bank, but thou hast driven me through this lovely constant war. Now I really know what it was all for, to teach me a terrible lesson, while I do bleed with the knowledge. Wherefore?
Here I be, Yorick, again. That be a story of those that do not win when they go to war. I am sure that at the very ending your drawer probably dropped upon the floor. For that be the story of the lovely, or not lovely, constant war. And that be our show.
Oh my goodness, I was not wrong. People that do improvised Shakespeare are in fact wizards, and make me laugh real hard when they bring out the skulls and they tell people that their eggs are ready. Thank you so much to the to Hooray for York. Thank you so much to the Improvfessionals, again doing online work not only for us here at Highwire, but everywhere around the world. Please check out our website. Please check out our online shows on Mondays, on Tuesdays. Check out our in-person stuff. If you're in the Baltimore or DC, the greater Maryland area, please check out Brandon Hinskin's physical. He does a physical workshop. You love his stuff. He does like an improvised karate improv show. It's crazy. It's good stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight with Highwire. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be right here with us from the comfort of your own home. Have a great night, everybody.